Our grade 4 science decomposition experiment was looking at what will happen to an orange if left in the open for 2.5 weeks.
We used an orange for our specimen, a temperature probe to take the temperature of the orange, a weight scale for taking the weight of the orange, a computer for recording our data, photo booth for taking pictures of the orange, a Google document for typing in the differences in temperature and weight of our fruit each day.
Our initial hypothesis was that our fruit would become lighter, because when fruit rots, it usually becomes lighter. We predicted that our orange would turn brown, black, or white, because when fruit rots, it usually changes color.
Our fruit would become warmer because when fruit rots, the skin will usually stay warm. The bacteria in the mold eats part of the fruit, so the more it rots, the more it warms up.
We also thought that our orange would let off a sour scent because citrus is usually sour, which could cause the smell to change because citrus gives off a nice scent at the beginning. Manipulated variable that was changing throughout the experiment was the time.
What can't be changed are the room temperature, the science lab, and the light in the room.
There were several responding variables in our experiment. We were measuring the changes in scent, heat, color, size, and weight. When we were doing this experiment, we would follow the same procedure. The handler would collect the fruit and bring it to the temperature probes and the weight scales. The handler measured the internal temperature and the weight.
The analyzer would use a calculator to figure out what the differences in weight and the temperature from the day before. The digital documenter would type the date, observations, and the temperature and the weight of our fruit into the Google document. Every day we would switch jobs with each other.
Over the 2.5 weeks, our group's orange turned from a yellowish orange with a white line to brown with a black line straight through it, which became a maggot habitat.
Started to get white fuzz that soon turned to black mold. Our fruit started to get holes in it that were probably made by the maggots. The smell went from a nice orange scent to a sour, disgusting scent. The size didn't really change, neither did the texture.
Quantitative. Over 2.5 weeks, our group's orange lost 43.7 grams. It usually lost weight every day, but it gained a little weight because of the mold. The weight loss was gradual. The temperature became warmer by approximately 2.4 degrees per day. It always got warmer. To analyze our data, we separated our observations from our measurements, qualitative from quantitative. Then we inserted spaces into our chart for weekends, then made a graph using Google Apps. Looking at the results of our analysis, we noticed that our orange started out pretty cold, then warmed each day until it almost reached room temperature. We expected that these changes occurred because the orange was left at room temperature for a long period of time. The weight graph shows that the weight started to drop a bit, then raised slightly. It had a large drop after a few days. These weight changes are probably due to orange rotting and losing some of its mass due to its surroundings. It might have gained a little bit of weight due to the maggots.
The orange line is the difference in weight from the previous computer. The red line is the current weight. The blue line is the starting weight.
Our hypothesis was mostly accurate. Our fruit lost about 2 grams per day except from day 9 to 10 when it lost 8.9 grams in one night. This was because it was a weekend. On day 2, it went from losing 1.8 grams to 6.1 grams. We have no idea how or why the fruit dropped that much in 2 days. We thought it dropped because it lost a lot of juice, maggots disappeared, and some of the mold even disappeared. The maggots moved in on day 5 or something and stayed to day 10 or so. It also became warmer in no particular pattern. We think that is because it might have been 21.4 degrees one day and 24.7 the next.
The fruit did get warmer, but we don't think the skin caused it. We think that the juice might have been cold, and when it rotted, the juice might have got sucked up, or the bacteria and mold and the maggots ate all the colder stuff and only left the warm stuff, which warmed up the fruit. The fruit did lose about 43.7 grams in 2.5 weeks. Our hypothesis had nothing connected to this. It lost more than we had expected it would. We thought that our orange rotting would make it lighter because the skin loses liquids.
Why does citrus make a brown color under the skin?
Why did the white mold disappear?
Why did a fly come to our orange?
Would it decompose faster in the dark or slower in the dark?
Why was there only one lump on the outside of the orange?
Why didn't the outsides not change much?